To read the mind of anyone, you need to know these techniques. These techniques are crucial to master. By mastering these methods, you can effortlessly discern and grasp what anyone is pondering. So let me tell you a Buddhist tale that will teach you how to read the mind of others. In a small village nestled in the lush hills, there lived a wise monk named Bhikkhu. He had spent many years in meditation, learning the ways of the mind and the body. His wisdom was known far and wide, and people often traveled from distant places to seek his guidance. One sunny morning, as the village was just beginning to stir, Bhikkhu sat under a large Bodhi tree. His eyes were closed, but he was fully aware of his surroundings. The sounds of chirping birds, the rustling leaves, and the distant chatter of villagers filled the air. A young man named Kavi approached Bhikkhu. He had heard of the monk's abilities and wanted to learn how to read people's minds. Kavi was curious and eager, but also respectful. "Bhikkhu," Kavi said softly, "I wish to learn how to understand people better. Can you teach me?" The monk opened his eyes and looked at Kavi with a gentle smile. "Understanding others begins with observing them," Bhikkhu replied. "Come, sit with me, and I will share a story." In the heart of the village, there was a bustling market. Villagers came here every day to buy and sell goods, share stories, and connect with one another. Bhikkhu and Kavi walked through the market together. The monk pointed out various people, asking Kavi to observe them closely. "Look at the fruit seller," Bhikkhu said, pointing to an old man arranging apples. "What do you see?" Kavi watched the fruit seller for a moment. "He is carefully arranging the apples, making sure they look perfect. He seems focused and calm." Bhikkhu nodded. "Very good. Now, observe the baker over there." The baker was a woman in her 40s, kneading dough with swift, practiced movements. She occasionally glanced up, smiling at customers who walked by. "She is busy but happy," Kavi observed. "She enjoys her work and the people around her." Bhikkhu smiled again. "You are beginning to see. Each person's actions and expressions tell a story. Let's sit, and I will tell you more." As they sat by a small fountain in the market, Bhikkhu began his tale. Many years ago, when the Buddha was teaching, he encountered a very angry man. This man shouted at the Buddha, accusing him of spreading lies. Kavi listened intently, his eyes wide with curiosity. The Buddha remained calm, Bhikkhu continued. He looked at the man and smiled. His body language was relaxed, his eyes soft and compassionate. The angry man was taken aback. He expected anger in return, but received kindness instead. Kavi nodded, understanding the lesson. So, the Buddha's calmness and kindness changed the man's behavior? Exactly, Bhikkhu said. The Buddha understood that the man's anger came from his own suffering. By showing compassion, he could help the man see his own pain. Bhikkhu then explained the basics of reading body language. People communicate not only with words, but with their bodies. Here are some tips to help you read body language accurately. Posture. A person's posture can tell you a lot about their confidence and mood. Someone standing tall with shoulders back is likely feeling confident. A slouched posture might indicate sadness or insecurity. Facial expressions. The face is very expressive. Pay attention to the eyes, mouth, and overall facial tension. Smiles can show happiness, but also consider if the smile reaches the eyes. True smiles involve the eyes. Gestures. Hand movements can indicate enthusiasm, nervousness, or emphasis. Notice if someone is fidgeting or using their hands to explain something. Eye contact. Eye contact can indicate interest, honesty, and confidence. Avoiding eye contact might suggest discomfort, dishonesty, or shyness. Proximity. How close someone stands to you can tell you about their comfort level and intentions. Personal space varies, but getting too close can feel intrusive, while too much distance can seem disengaged. Touch. Touch can convey warmth, support, or dominance. A gentle touch on the arm can be comforting, while a firm handshake can show confidence. Breathing. Notice someone's breathing. Fast, shallow breaths can indicate stress or anxiety, while slow, deep breaths suggest calmness. Mirroring. People often subconsciously mirror each other's body language when they are comfortable and in agreement. If someone mirrors your movements, it's a sign of rapport. Kavi practiced these tips with Bhikkhu in the market. They observed people and discussed their body language. Kavi found it fascinating how much he could understand about someone without them saying a word. One day, a villager approached Bhikkhu with a problem. He was worried about his son, who had become very withdrawn and quiet. Bhikkhu asked Kavi to observe the boy and share his thoughts. Kavi noticed the boy's hunched shoulders, averted gaze, and fidgeting hands. "He seems anxious and scared," Kavi said softly. "Maybe he is worried about something or feels insecure." Bhikkhu nodded. "You are learning well, Kavi. Understanding others is the first step to helping them. Now, let's talk to the boy with compassion." Bhikkhu and Kavi approached the boy with gentle smiles. Bhikkhu spoke kindly, asking about his day and his feelings. The boy, sensing their genuine concern, slowly opened up about his fears and worries. Through this interaction, Kavi saw firsthand how reading body language and approaching others with compassion could make a significant difference. He felt grateful for Bhikkhu's teachings and determined to continue learning and helping others. As the sun set over the village, Bhikkhu and Kavi returned to the Bodhi tree. Bhikkhu looked at Kavi with pride. "You have learned much, Kavi. Remember, the key to reading people's minds is not just observing their body language, but also approaching them with an open heart and compassion." Kavi bowed deeply to Bhikkhu. "Thank you, Bhikkhu. I will continue to practice and spread your teachings." Bhikkhu placed a hand on Kavi's shoulder. "Go forth with kindness, young one. The world needs more people who understand and care for each other." And so, Kavi began his journey, using the wisdom he had gained to read people's minds through their body language and gestures, always guided by the compassionate teachings of Bhikkhu. Understanding body language and gestures is a powerful skill that can help you connect with others on a deeper level. Here are the key points to remember. Posture indicates confidence and mood. Posture is a powerful indicator of a person's confidence and mood. When someone stands or sits upright with their shoulders back and head held high, it often signifies self-assurance and a positive mental state. This kind of posture can make a person appear open and approachable, and it typically allows for better breathing, which is associated with calmness and confidence. Conversely, a slouched or hunched posture can suggest that a person is feeling insecure, anxious, or unhappy. When someone collapses inward, pulling their shoulders forward and down, it may indicate that they are trying to make themselves appear smaller or are feeling overwhelmed. Noticing changes in posture during an interaction can also provide valuable clues. For example, if someone who was sitting upright suddenly slouches, it might suggest that they are losing interest or feeling more stressed. Posture can also convey readiness and engagement. For instance, leaning slightly forward while listening shows interest and attentiveness, while leaning back might indicate relaxation or, in some cases, disengagement. Understanding these nuances can help you better interpret the messages conveyed through body language. Facial expressions reflects emotions and sincerity. Facial expressions are one of the most immediate and clear ways to understand a person's emotions. The face can convey a wide range of feelings, from happiness and excitement to sadness and anger. A genuine smile, for example, involves not just the mouth, but also the eyes, creating a warmth that is hard to fake. This is known as a Duchenne smile, and it's a reliable indicator of true joy or friendliness. On the other hand, a smile that does not reach the eyes may suggest insincerity or a forced attempt to appear happy. The eyes themselves are incredibly expressive. Wide eyes can indicate surprise or fear, while narrowed eyes might suggest suspicion or deep concentration. The movement and position of the eyebrows are also significant. Raised eyebrows can show surprise or curiosity, whereas furrowed brows often signal confusion, concern, or anger. Another important aspect to consider is the overall tension in the face. A relaxed face typically indicates comfort and ease, whereas a tense face, with clenched jaw or tight lips, might suggest stress, anger, or anxiety. Observing these subtle changes can provide deeper insights into a person's emotional state and sincerity. Gestures shows enthusiasm, nervousness, or emphasis. Gestures, particularly hand movements, play a crucial role in nonverbal communication. They can emphasize points, illustrate concepts, and convey emotions that words alone might not fully express. Enthusiastic gestures, such as expansive hand movements, often indicate excitement and passion about a topic. These gestures can make communication more engaging and dynamic. In contrast, nervous gestures, such as fidgeting, tapping fingers, or frequently touching one's face or hair, can indicate anxiety or discomfort. These gestures are often subconscious actions aimed at self-soothing. Paying attention to these movements can help you gauge someone's comfort level and emotional state. Gestures can also be very intentional and culturally specific. For instance, nodding generally indicates agreement or understanding, while shaking the head signifies disagreement or disbelief. However, it's important to be aware of cultural differences in gestures to avoid misinterpretations. Some gestures that are positive in one culture might have different meanings in another. Eye contact signifies interest and honesty. Eye contact is a powerful aspect of nonverbal communication that can convey interest, honesty, and confidence. When someone maintains good eye contact, it generally shows that they are engaged and paying attention to the interaction. It can create a sense of connection and trust between people. However, the amount and type of eye contact can vary. Consistent eye contact can suggest sincerity and openness, but too much eye contact can be perceived as intimidating or aggressive. Conversely, avoiding eye contact can indicate shyness, discomfort, or even dishonesty. Someone who looks away frequently might be feeling anxious or unsure. Cultural differences also play a significant role in eye contact norms. In some cultures, direct eye contact is seen as a sign of respect and attentiveness, while in others, it might be considered rude or confrontational. Understanding these cultural nuances is important for interpreting eye contact accurately. Proximity reveals comfort level and intentions. The physical distance someone maintains from you, known as proximity, reveals a lot about their comfort level and intentions. Personal space varies from person to person and culture to culture, but it generally reflects how comfortable someone is in your presence. Standing close to someone usually indicates a level of intimacy or comfort. Friends and family members often stand closer to each other than strangers or acquaintances. In professional settings, maintaining an appropriate distance is crucial to respect personal boundaries and ensure comfort. If someone stands too close, it can feel intrusive and make the other person uncomfortable. Conversely, standing too far away might suggest disengagement or a desire to keep a distance, either physically or emotionally. Changes in proximity during an interaction can also be telling. Moving closer might indicate growing trust or interest, while stepping back can signal discomfort or a need for space. Touch conveys warmth or dominance. Touch is a very direct form of nonverbal communication that can convey a wide range of emotions and intentions. A gentle touch on the arm or shoulder can express warmth, support, or empathy. Such touches are often used to comfort and build rapport, indicating that the person cares and is attentive. In contrast, a firm handshake or a pat on the back can convey confidence, assertiveness, or even dominance. It's important to be mindful of the context and the other person's comfort level when it comes to touch. Unwanted or inappropriate touch can be perceived as intrusive or aggressive and may damage the interaction. The type, duration, and intensity of touch all matter. A brief, light touch is typically seen as friendly and non-threatening, while a prolonged or forceful touch might be interpreted as more intimate, dominant, or aggressive. Understanding these subtleties can help you use touch appropriately to enhance communication. Breathing indicates stress or calmness. Breathing patterns can provide significant insights into a person's emotional state. Slow, deep breaths generally indicate calmness and relaxation. When someone is at ease, their breathing is steady and regular, reflecting a state of comfort and tranquility. In contrast, Rapid, shallow breaths often signal stress, anxiety, or excitement. When people are nervous or under pressure, their bodies enter a state of heightened alertness, which affects their breathing. This kind of breathing can also be seen in moments of high emotion, such as excitement or fear. Noticing changes in breathing patterns can be particularly insightful. For example, if someone's breathing becomes faster and shallower during a conversation, it might suggest that they are feeling stressed or anxious about the topic being discussed. Conversely, if their breathing slows down and deepens, it might indicate that they are becoming more relaxed and comfortable. Mirroring. Sign of rapport and agreement. Mirroring, or mimicking another person's body language, is a subconscious way of building rapport and showing agreement. When two people are in sync, they often mirror each other's movements, postures, and even speech patterns. This creates a sense of unity and mutual understanding. For example, if one person crosses their legs, the other might do the same shortly after. This mirroring can happen with gestures, facial expressions, and even the tone and pace of speech. It's a sign that the individuals are comfortable with each other and are likely in agreement. By observing these nonverbal cues and approaching people with compassion, you can better understand and connect with those around you. Remember, the ultimate goal is not just to read minds, but to build genuine, caring relationships.